All right, Vestas. Hey, if you hear my voice, come back to the screen and you see them all smiles. Hey, in the beginning, halftime, they haven't even officially started halftime. They still got about 50 seconds left in the game, but I've seen all I needed to see. Shedeur Sanders. Woo! Shedeur Sanders already has 2 touchdowns. He's already thrown for 119 yards. 119 yards. He does have one interception, so I'll tell you exactly how that happened. So let me set the mood. So once again, Shedeur Sanders has 2 touchdowns. He was the first quarterback to start for the AFC. Yes, he did start for the AFC, so that was good. But with him starting in the first team to get the ball was the NFC. What's his name? Hurts for the Eagle. Woo! Hurts for the Eagle has been throwing that ball magnificent, okay? Regarding Shedeur Sanders, he was the first quarterback for the AFC. He was moving the ball down the field. So the field, as you know, is the first time that is not in a stadium or arena. So it is in a ballroom. So seating capacity is limited. I think maybe 4,000 people is in there. With that being said, the field is only 50 yards. So they have some very special pro football, flag football rules that some of the, hey, let me get an audio check real quick. Let me get an audio check. I think you can hear me. So they have some very unique rules in this pro bowl flag football. But it seemed like some of the players wasn't even familiar with some of the rules, including Joe Barrow. So Shedeur Sanders has threw for 2 touchdowns, 119 yards, 1 interception. All right, so where did the 1 interception come from? So, but let me set the mood first, because I only got 12 minutes. Had the halftime break is 12 minutes. So the atmosphere is very laid back. The players are in hats, short sleeve shorts, very laid back. They got their chains on. They got their sunglasses on. Very chill. All the players for the NFC come out first. Then AFC come out. Michael Vick is in the house. Michael Vick is a coach on the offensive side for the AFC. You know I enjoyed that. So I was like, I'm thinking before the game started. This was another reason they didn't want Shedeur Sanders at the playoff. I'm going to say at the Pro Bowl. Ain't nothing but greatness in there. Nothing but greatness. The atmosphere is very, very good. So Shedeur Sanders, everybody is smiling on the NFC side and the AFC side. So I'm thinking, okay, well, when Shedeur Sanders, one of the quarterbacks for the AFC comes out, he's going to have that smile. Well, out of all the 88 players playing in the Pro Bowl, guess who comes out without a smile? Shedeur Sanders. I said, what? I said, Shedeur Sanders, no, this is a fun game, right? Shedeur Sanders came out with the eye of the tiger in the Pro Bowl. The only player I saw with a straight face, no smile, Shedeur Sanders. I said, oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He's going to use his opportunity. Like I stated in one of my lives. It doesn't matter if it's flag football, potato sack, tag relay. Shedeur Sanders is very competitive. Shedeur Sanders came out in the Pro Bowl just like he was playing a regular season in the NFL. Now, mind you, Shedeur Sanders only played 8.5 games for this year. So he still has a lot of pent up energy, right? Pent up energy. So the AFC score first. Jason Hurts, like I said, he's throwing missiles down the field, 50-yard field, okay? Shedeur Sanders come out. He starts for the AFC. He's moving the ball down the field. Players are just catching the balls. He's throwing that ball. Shedeur Sanders is throwing that ball. Oh, anybody. If they didn't know anything about Shedeur Sanders' skill, and let's just say they only watched the Pro Bowl, based off how Shedeur Sanders is throwing that ball in the Pro Bowl, oh, he's serious. He's even showing elite skills in the Pro Bowl in that small arena. So Shedeur Sanders is the first quarterback moving the ball down the field for the AFC. He's moving the ball. I'm thinking Shedeur Sanders is going to score on the first drive. No. Interception. I know. Interception. The ball comes off of Chase's. I think he's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver for the Bengals. It comes off of his fingers into the defender's hand. Defenders run it down for a touchdown. So the game did not start off right. It wasn't Shedeur Sanders' fault. It just hit Chase's hands. So as the game progresses, you can see on the AFC, I think Jalen Hurts got either the first 2 or the first 3 drives, and then they started rotating quarterbacks. They're rotating quarterbacks on the AFC side. Shedeur Sanders was first, then Joe Barrow. Joe Barrow got the first touchdown. The very next time that the AFC came out to score, they actually scored. So Joe Barrow scored first for the AFC. Then I think it was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco got on the scene, and then Shedeur Sanders got back on the field. So that's how it's been going for the first two quarters. Now, even though Shedeur Sanders did not score on his very first drive in the Pro Bowl, he just scored before the half for the AFC. So the AFC score, I think, is 44 to. Yeah, I can't remember the other team because I'm not really worried about it. But I know we're winning by 20 plus points. I think it's 44-28, if I'm not correct. I walked away with 50 seconds left in the game, so I don't know exactly what the score. I don't know if they scored or not. But Shedeur Sanders is locked in. Listen, in the beginning of the game, I was like, everybody was having fun. Everybody was having fun on both sides. Shedeur Sanders is the only player, straight face. And I want to say, Shedeur, hey, relax, relax. But this is where that actually worked in the AFC favor, because the NFC came out laughing and giggling and everything like that. Hey, they lost the momentum after their first two touchdowns. After the first two touchdowns, it was 16-0. I really thought, I'm like, okay, hey, AFC, hey, maybe you too intense. Maybe you too locked in. But the momentum started to shift because the AFC locked in. Now, let me tell you how Shedeur Sanders is commanding the field. This is the reason why they're locked in, because Shedeur Sanders, up until 50 seconds left in the first half, Shedeur Sanders has been locked in. No smiling, no giggling, no nothing. So that's why they're up 44-28. That's why AFC is up 22 plus points, okay, regarding against the NFC. Now, what I think Shedeur Sanders is doing, Shedeur Sanders, I guess they're playing for something called the gold. I don't know if it's a gold necklace. Shedeur Sanders wants that. It doesn't matter if it's flag football. He wants that gold medal. He wants that gold medal. So the second half, from what I've learned from all Pro Bowls, even up to now, even when I wasn't watching Pro Bowl, it's the fourth quarter where everybody is locked in. So we continue to maintain that lead. We shouldn't have any issue in coming away with the gold trophy. Let's call it the gold trophy or the gold necklace. I don't know exactly what they're going to win. But the only thing that I may see as an issue, no, I'm not even going to put that out there. I'm just going to say we're going to win. We're going to win the game so far. Hey, oh, that's what it is, 36. Okay, so they did score when I walked away. Yes, I hear you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Sparks. So yeah, Shedeur Sanders is locked in. Pro Bowl or not, Shedeur Sanders is locked in. So going back to how Shedeur Sanders commanded the field from the first start, Shedeur Sanders is getting out there. When Shedeur Sanders is under center, let me tell you this, the arena is quiet. I can hear the play calling in the other room. That's how quiet the ballroom is. I hope this is what, if we don't win, it's because the AFC coaches, Steve Young, Michael Vick, and that team doesn't call the plays. The room is so quiet. I hear the calls. A1, A8, B2. I'm hearing these calls. These are the only calls that I can hear on the AFC side, because the way that Shedeur Sanders, he's lining them up. He's telling them where to get. Shedeur Sanders is taking the Pro Bowl serious. Trust me. He's telling them the way to get. He's correcting their mistakes, lining them up here, left, right, and the room is silent. When the AFC gets out there, if Joe Barrow is out there, Joe Flacco is out there, it's more of it's not as intense kind of sense, but Shedeur Sanders is commanding the AFC. He finally just started smiling, so I hope the third quarter he locks back in. Fourth quarter, we go ahead and take this thing home. So, hey, I got 3 more minutes because halftime is only, she said, oh, my. Yes, Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. Shedeur Sanders is locked in. Anybody got any questions? Let's see here. Okay, so once again, those stats. So I've checked ESPN. They're not going to update his stats online, but what I did see with 50 seconds left in the game, Shedeur Sanders has 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception really wasn't him, was not his fault. Accurate throws, even in flag football, accurate throws. The commentators, the analysts, they're commenting on how SHEDEUR Sanders is throwing that ball. I mean, he's getting them in very tight windows. Think about it. This is a ballroom. So to me, the field doesn't even feel like it's the same size of the stadium. And SHEDEUR Sanders is still throwing that ball in tight windows. But these guys are having fun. Now SHEDEUR Sanders, he's unwind. It seems like he's getting into a rhythm. He has 2 touchdowns. I think Joe Burrow also has 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, I think he has 2 touchdowns. So it's very competitive, even though it's flag football. Now, this is what I heard, I think over the weekend. The reason, I think it was one of the coaches. Oh, it was Bucky's Well Off Media. Shout out to Bucky. Shout out for all that content that he's been showing us for Pro Bowl Day 1 and 2. I heard Steve Young tell the team, or it was someone speaking to one of the teams, yes, this is flag football, but America is watching. What do I mean by that? They are starting to implement flag football across the nation for boys and girls. Even for my local high school, they're starting to implement flag football. I think at this time, I think it's going to be both sexes on one team. I don't think they have enough players for boys, enough players for girls. So as of now, I forgot what they call it. But flag football is about to sweep the nation. And they told these players, hey, have fun, enjoy yourself, but play the game serious, because you have elementary, rec athletes. You have elementary, middle school, high school students who's watching this game, and they're going to mimic what they see on the field. So all of these Pro Bowlers, they're taking it very serious. And SHEDEUR Sanders, even in flag football, he is commanding the room. Hey, that's right, W12. So, hey, it's 12 minutes and 2. Hey, I'm going to keep going for another minute. So the players, from what I like, even though they're having fun, they're taking it very serious. And as someone put in the chat, thank you, Ms. Sparks, it's 36-44. So that means that the third quarter, second quarter, I'm going to say third quarter, fourth quarter, hey, is no telling what the end results are going to be. With SHEDEUR Sanders having the final drive in the first half, if they're going to continue to rotate the quarterbacks, that means Joe Burrow is going to be second, and then Joe Flacco, and then it should continue to rotate like that. Okay. So with that being said, all right, let me see. As I stated, in the second half, they should be more familiar now with the rules. SHEDEUR Sanders. So actually, SHEDEUR Sanders could have had 3 touchdowns. So let me tell you about this, and I'm gonna let you go. It was either SHEDEUR Sanders' second or third drive. No, it was a 2-point conversion. Joe Burrow got the touchdown. They let SHEDEUR Sanders come in, I think, to redeem himself because of that interception that came off of Chase's fingers. So SHEDEUR Sanders come in, 2-point conversion. SHEDEUR, I think the intent was to run the same play that Joe Burrow had scored on the last drive. The intent was SHEDEUR Sanders to throw it off to a wide receiver lateral. The wide receiver throw it back to SHEDEUR Sanders. SHEDEUR Sanders throw it into the end zone. That was the intention. Now, this is where I got mad. This is when they were still down 16-0. SHEDEUR Sanders throws the lateral to the wide receiver. Instead of him throwing the ball back to SHEDEUR Sanders to throw it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, he takes the ball. Instead of throwing it back to SHEDEUR Sanders, he runs to the sideline. You can hear SHEDEUR Sanders. Like I said, when he's on the field, everybody is locked in, is very quiet. He's like, hey. He's trying to get his attention. Instead of throwing the ball back to SHEDEUR Sanders, which is intentional, because I said the arena, the ballroom is very quiet. He throws the ball to the center bowls. Guess what happens? Flag. The 2-point conversion was no good. I think that's why SHEDEUR Sanders was trying to get him to throw the ball back to him, because SHEDEUR Sanders, flag football or not, SHEDEUR Sanders understands the rules. He has been studying these rules. I guess SHEDEUR Sanders knew exactly the way that player was running. He was about to commit a violation, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm like, God, every time SHEDEUR Sanders touched the ball, somebody on his team has messed up. But they have redeemed themselves. Like I said, SHEDEUR Sanders, 119, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and Vestas until then. Make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because it's the halftime report for SHEDEUR Sanders' historic Pro Bowl appearance and nod. investors. Until next time, I'll see you, okay? But the Pro Bowl in the second half, I think it's about to be good. What did they break records in terms of scoring? 44-32. Hey, that's pretty good. I don't know what Vegas wages are. I don't even care about what Vegas they odds, and I don't know if they bet on these type of games, whatever. But this is a high scoring game so far. So hey, we should see what happens, okay? Investors, I'm not going to wake you up with a second live, but after the game, I'm going to come back. I'm going to record a short video so in the morning you can wake up and you can get the final results and my commentary on the Pro Bowl. So Vesters, finally. Until then, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Woo! Because we vested up 365 degrees. And hey, they having fun out there in San Francisco. So thank you, Vesters. I'll talk to you later. Tony Talks Vested Up. Thank you, babes.